Welcome back to my channel. It is now week 10 of the NFL season, and of course it is time for my official top 10 power rankings. And I can confidently say going into this, you're probably not going to be too happy about it, unless you're a Chiefs fan. But anyway, starting off at number 10, a little bit of a shocker. Get it? A shocker, because it is the Chargers. The Chargers have been one of the most surprising teams in the NFL. They have a combination of an elite defense, one of the best defenses and most underrated defenses in the NFL, and Justin Herbert has started to look like his old self. Add that with J.K. Dobbins, and this is really a complete team that could beat anybody. Like, if you told me they beat the Chiefs next week, I wouldn't be surprised. At number 9 is the Atlanta Falcons. They started the year off very rough against the Steelers, getting blown out, looking terrible. But Kirk Cousins, week by week, is getting better and better. This offense can be one of the best in the NFL because it has the best wide receiver running back combo potentially in the NFL behind the Eagles. And you add on to that with a strong secondary in the defense, this team could get scary. Now, they didn't beat the Cowboys by that much, but they did kind of come back a little bit at the end of the game in garbage time. At number 8 is the Baltimore Ravens. If you are an NFC team, this team would destroy you. If you are an AFC team, you might beat them. And honestly, it's tough to tell because at times the Ravens are the most dominant team in the NFL, and then at times they lose to the Raiders. So I'm not exactly sure where to put them, because while yes, they look amazing most of the time, and then they just don't try or something. I don't know, but they're too inconsistent to be in my top 5, so I'm keeping them at number 7. Then at number 6 is the Washington Commanders. Yes, they just have 2 losses. Yes, they won, but they barely beat the Giants. They only beat them by a few points, and the Giants are not a good team. They should have blown out the Giants. I have to punish you a little bit for not blowing out a bad team, even though it is impressive of the Commanders not to let an easy game slip throughout this whole season. That's why I have the Commanders at number 7. Then at number 6, another surprising team from before the year started, but anyways, they've slipped a little bit in recent weeks, and that is the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, they did beat the Colts, overcoming their 2-loss streak, but they didn't impress me. While their defense was very good against Joe Flacco, well, it's fun to watch and it is a fun fantasy football quarterback. He's not that great in general, so I'm not that impressed. I was more bothered by the fact that their offense did not put up more points against the Colts' mediocre defense. I think the Vikings will end up being okay, being a 10 or 11 win team at the end of this year, but they're not going to top the NFC or anything like that. At number 5 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is one of the more complete teams in the NFL ever since Russell Wilson came on board. Their defense is the flashiest in the NFL. I don't know if it's the best, but they make the most turnovers and sacks and big plays. You may say, how are they not the best? Well, you can kind of drive down the field a little bit and score on them sometimes, but they sure do make big plays, and they rely on it as well. But their offense, since Russell Wilson came on board, can actually score, and that has made this team a whole new level. At number 4 is the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen just does not lose to the Dolphins. Or the Dolphins just don't beat Josh Allen. I don't know, one way or another. This is a very good team. They have Amari Cooper now. They haven't actually used him that much, so we'll see in the weeks to come. But their offense just keeps on putting up 30 points. So I guess they're doing just fine without him, with Josh Allen just making miracles and their defense just holding on just enough. At number 3 is my homer pick, the Philadelphia Eagles. They've looked amazing since the bye week, and if you didn't watch this Jaguars game, the Eagles dominated the whole game. I know they only won by 6 points. Part of that's because Sirianni skipped a few field goals, skipped a few extra points, left points on the field, but a bigger reason was one of the worst calls I've seen a ref do, because it was replayed and still it was even confirmed to be terrible. It was the Saquon Barkley fumble returned for a touchdown by the Jaguars that sparked their whole comeback, and a Jaguars player touched him before he went down, and for some reason it didn't count as being down. You'd have to watch it to actually know exactly what I was talking about, but it was absolutely ridiculous to watch as an Eagles fan. But anyways, this Eagles team has looked like maybe the second best team in the NFL since the bye week. Up next at number 2 is the team that has looked like the best team in the NFL, and that is the Detroit Lions. They blew out the Packers. Notice the Packers aren't on my top 10. Their offense is so efficient. Jared Goff doesn't throw any, not turnovers, but no incomplete passes as well. The running game is elite, and their defense makes plays. It is a little sad that they missed out on Aiden Hutchinson, because with him, this team could be Super Bowl favorites. Even without him, they still might be, but to think of what could have been. And then finally at number 1, you know who it is. It is the Kansas City Chiefs. They're undefeated. They haven't lost since, I don't know, they haven't lost since about week 10 of last season. They don't look that good on the field, but they keep on winning, so they're the best team in the NFL, in my opinion. Hard to argue with that. So anyways, thanks for watching. Leave your top 10 down below. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and stick around for more videos.